What a day. What a day.
Dude, I'll tell you what, it's just been a vibe all afternoon. Fucking I looked at Raider price this morning. I was going, are we gonna get to $2 today? And it gets around like 12:30, maybe 12 o'clock, and it hits two. The chat's just going nuts. Everybody's posting DMs of back when they were hitting me up for bundles. It was like a blast from the past, dude. It was awesome.
That was so cool to read through.
I was like, damn, dude, it's only been 3, 4 months. It's crazy.
So we can wait for a few more people to get in here and then we can get rolling. Lots of stuff to talk about. Some whale buys on Raider token. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, the big buys there, and then mobs has been heating up.
Yeah, 6E sale last night. And I saw a couple like 1 to 2E sales overnight or something.
Yeah, so I was just about to say there were some good legendary sales overnight in the 1 to 2 ETH range, and then there was some good movement as well on some rare raiders. Somebody picked up a cyborg that had a Blade of the Beast and a corny robes, I believe it was, on it for like 1.3 ETH. Killer stats on the thing, fully leveled out.
What's up, Excalibur?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Not much, not much.
What's up, brother?
Did we share out, Rye Guy, did we share out the agenda with everyone or just internally?
I did not share it out. I can download it and share it if we want to.
Like I can just I'll just copy paste it into announcements.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alrighty. So exciting day, exciting past few days for the Raider token. Awesome to see. Everyone has a lot of energy, and so many different things moving across the board at the same time. A couple days ago, Jack the Reaper came out, our fun Halloween mini event, and I think Ro's going to have the heroic done before the reset potentially tonight. So that'll be exciting. The heroic drops 2 items that are very strength heavy, and they're not that rare of a drop. So will be interesting to see if some of the strength maxis go farming pretty hard on that dungeon. But yeah, I just posted the agenda for the Fireside chat and the announcements, and we can kind of bounce around between different things. But if Tyrael, you or Rye want to cover the community stuff, we can start with that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, so just to kick off, just wanted to remind everybody about the music voting. This is the final round of music voting before that Genesis soundtrack goes to auction. And I mean, dude, I hope you guys have listened to some of these artists. The music has just been top notch, and the people are absolutely awesome. I mean, the vibes from every artist has been incredible. And I just want everybody to come out and support these guys. I spent hours listening to these guys' music, and it was like so hard to choose some of them because there were so many bangers. And I don't want to like pick out any specific artists because I don't want to like tip the voting in any way. But yeah, I just want to stress again, like, let's just all get out and vote for these guys and show these guys support. I mean, I haven't seen any other project giving music NFTs the attention that they deserve. So I think we're doing something really cool here, and just really want to highlight these guys.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, the music voting contest. So essentially, we crowdsourced musicians to make the music that will be in Dungeons and Crypto Raiders, and then we're going to auction those NFTs off, with 75% of the proceeds going back to the artist or the musician that created it. And then over time, we're going to find ways to integrate Orem rewards based on how much that music is played in game, and that will go back to the NFT holders. So pretty cool music setup, and excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the top 5 auctions, the top 5 songs will be guaranteed a payout of 2,500 USD, regardless of the ending auction value. So a pretty good chance to support these guys and just reward their hard work. Also, another cool thing we're going to be doing this Friday is our first official Crypto Raiders gaming night. I know we've had some kind of impromptu karaoke sessions with Rye Guy and the Pickle. We had some streaming sessions watching me get murked by Heroic Hogger. But we're going to do an official gaming night this Friday. It'll be a poker tournament. I'll send out a sign-up sheet tonight. We'll do it at 6, actually it's 5 p.m. CST this Friday. The app for the poker tournament is called Club GG. It's a free-to-play tournament, and we'll be supplying some Crypto Raiders prizes for people who win. So I think it'll be a great time. Everybody come out, drink some beers, get to know some of these other people in the community that we've been texting in person. It'll be fun as hell. Another little update, something that Rye Guy, maybe you want to touch on this, some of the stickers and emojis and stuff that you guys are working on.
Yeah, so we're feeling like the Tammy twerks are great, but it's time to expand our repertoire of stickers and emojis in the Discord. We love how much you guys love the stickers and using them. I mean, Silver Tavern is still just, going at it. And Gold Tavern's on a good morning streak for the past couple of days, and so we know that you guys enjoy doing those silly little things with emojis and stickers. So we are going to start working on getting some more stickers and emojis out. And there's been a couple that people have either sent in or DM'd me directly, and Ken is actually going to work on animating them so that we can get them out. But if you guys have any ideas for stickers and emojis that you want to see, we're happy to see if we can get those added too, just so that there's plenty of different opportunities to express yourself in the Discord, even just through the stickers and emojis. We know you guys like to react with those things.
Awesome. Excited for that. I will be spamming them myself very frequently. And we skipped over, but Tiriel and Rye Guy are working on weekly newsletter updates. So the first one came out a few days ago. It's a great way, if you don't have a ton of time, to be in the Discord to keep up to date with everything that's happening, because there's a lot of moving parts at the same time with the project. So I'd encourage you to check out the weekly newsletter updates, and I think you can find that at our blog, and we also post it in the Discord announcements. And then last but not least, on the marketing front, we got our marketing game plan, which is going to be ramping up here pretty soon. It's exciting that the game's at a point where there's real progression for a new player to come through and figure out how to grind up and catch up to all of you early adopters on your levels. And so it feels like now is a great opportunity for us to start firing up some of the marketing plans that we have. Also exciting timing wise is that Matic is doing super well, and there's a lot of new NFT projects switching over to Matic itself. So we're early on what could be a sector shift into Matic, which will be very good for us regardless. But we're looking into sponsorships for people that are very influential in the Zed run space. We think that's a strong synergy because people in the Zed run space are already on Polygon and familiar with how that all works. So synergies with the Polygon community is going to be very strong. So we're going to look at getting sponsorships / ads on popular Zed Run channels and Twitter accounts and see how that goes. And then we're also looking into running TikTok sponsorships. I know some of you may not like TikTok or use TikTok, but it's a very fast growing social platform. There's actually a lot of crypto and NFT news going on there. So that'll be another part of our plan. And then we're also looking into running Twitter and Instagram advertisements, although it is tricky to get approved to do that as an NFT project, but we're exploring that as well. But it's exciting that the project feels at a place where we are confident that we'll get a good return on our investment with marketing. So looking forward to seeing what that does to the growth of our community.
And just to add, can't forget Twitch as well. So we're going to look into maybe getting a Twitch tag for crypto raiders and getting more people in the Twitch community exposed.
Yeah, that's a great point, and we definitely need to add that. It'd be really exciting to sponsor some Twitch streamers to play crypto raiders or do a segment on it, and also finding ways to encourage people in the community to stream on Twitch regularly. Maybe we can set up a prize pool.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. I could definitely help get some people, a list of people in the community who are interested. If you are listening to this and you're interested in streaming for crypto raiders or streaming crypto raiders, hit me up.
Awesome. And then moving on to the game section of our Fireside chat, Nat, if you're here and want to speak, would love for you to cover the just a brief overview of the spend economy report. And I don't think it could be on a more exciting day to talk about it.
Hell yeah. I'm literally running the tests for recruitment as we speak. So I'm watching it tick through, running a test recruitment on every single raider that's out there right now. And things are going pretty well. So yeah, I mean, it's just been like crazy. I mean, anybody who's been following the token since it launched 2 months ago, hitting an all-time high by a pretty significant margin, breaking $2 today was insane. And I think, and the interesting thing too is, I mean, I was digging through the like buy history on Sushi and whatnot, and I couldn't at least figure out if it was any big organization or it wasn't YGG or something that was coming in and buying. So it's community members or other people who are finding it through Twitter or whatever. So that makes it kind of like extra exciting to me, because I think the cool thing is, I mean, I was doing the math on this earlier. It's like if you were one of the people who bought one of those first 10 packs for 0.1 ETH of NFTs, that was something like $400, and you've gotten $20,000+ in value from that, which is pretty awesome, especially since it's like not institutional investors or anything. It's just like players. So that's been really, really awesome to see. I mean, the bank is going crazy too. I mean, what are we at? Like 15 million TVL now, which is insane. That puts us in the, let me go recheck this. I think it puts us in like the top 20 quote unquote DeFi apps on Polygon, which is nuts since, we're not
That's huge.
a DeFi app. Yeah, let's see here. That puts us at number 22. So we're slightly higher than Walt. We're higher than Walt, StakeDAO, Impermax, Kyber, Kogi Farm, Hop Protocol. Like a lot of these are pretty big names, actually. We're higher than Pickle, Polycat. It's kind of crazy.
That's awesome.
That's super cool to see.
I also saw we were trending on, I used the define.fi app to look at our stuff, and we were trending on there as a trending coin under Matic for a while.
That's super cool. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is still going great. And, at the same time, it all still feels pretty early. Like, if we look at market cap, is kind of hard to predict or calculate just because I'm not 100% on what the circulating supply is. So I've got it on my notes to try to figure out that exact number. But if we look at like fully diluted valuation, which isn't a great metric, but if we go off of that, you've got something like Axie at 39 billion of FDV, and we're at like 200 million. So they're still, what is that, 200 times larger than us? which is not a bad spot for us to be in. So it all feels pretty good. It's been a great day in Economy Land, and then we'll launch recruiting again on Thursday, and that's going to run for, I can't remember if you guys said 1 or 2 weeks, but um, it's going to be 5,000 Aurum for Gen 1 or for Gen 2 characters, 4,500 for Gen 1. There's 15,000 total characters, but I think like 3,500 of them are in the treasury. So maybe we'll see like 8 or 9,000 characters recruit and call that like 8,000 times 4,750, 38 million Aurum spend over a week or two, which is 19 million that's going back to Raider stakers, which at the current price is what, times 0.025. Yeah, like another 475 grand that's going to get distributed to Raider stakers over the next month or so. And the thing that I did too with the recruiting contract this time is I made it kind of like pretty much infinitely expandable. So we'll be able to just slightly tweak this to do open recruitment whenever we want to release that. So we don't have to keep doing, batches like this. So we'll do like a cooldown where your character can only recruit once every 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever. But as soon as it's available to, you'll be able to do it again. We'll figure out like cost scaling or something, but we're getting close to just having that open, which will be great because then, more people can actually come in and play the awesome game that everyone else has been building on the team.
Super exciting. Can't wait for that. Yeah, so that's 2 days away. So if you're looking to, if you have characters and you're looking to recruit, make sure that you have enough Aurum to do that. It will start on Thursday, and I think it lasts for 2 weeks. And then for those of you that may not have a Crypto Raider, this could present you a nice time to be able to enter the community for cheap, because Gen 3 recruitment we have priced quite affordably for the community. So hopefully some people out there will like to give you their recruits at a reasonably affordable price.
Yes, sir. It's the plan.
Awesome. And I love the idea to be able to adapt it to eventually do ongoing recruitment. That'll be an exciting thing to problem solve and optimize.
Yeah, and it'll be cool because it's kind of crazy, right? It's like there literally could only be a maximum of 12,000 players right now, and there's obviously significantly fewer than that because people hold multiple characters. So what does the game look like when there are, I don't think there are 10,000 players right now. So what does it look like when there are 10,000 people playing or 100,000 people? And, when can we get there? And a lot of that's going to come down to figuring out this ongoing recruiting mechanics. So I'm pretty excited about working on that problem next.
Yeah, very much so. Me too. And then last on the gaming section, we have our dungeon plan for what happens after the Jack the Reacher event finishes. So what's exciting is this upcoming dungeon will actually be a part of a series that we're calling Act 1. So there'll be multiple series in it. There'll be a progressive storyline, and everything will just be tied together very nicely. So I'm excited for it. Also, in the dungeon plan, I'm thinking of the right way to say this. In the dungeon plan, not for the first dungeon, but for the next dungeons, we plan on introducing some more complex dungeon experiences, such as having to fight mobs before you get to the bosses, and having to min-max and strategize how many of the mobs you want to fight before you get to the boss, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We haven't finalized those details or which dungeon we think we'll be able to roll that out for, but we are planning on that being a part of this Act 1 dungeon series. So very excited for that. Adding more complexity and choices and decision-making to the dungeons is going to make it more exciting for everyone and just add that much more flavor and depth to it. And Ryguy and Tyrael, if either of you want to touch on a little bit of the storyline, or if you want to keep it vague for now, but you both have the mic if you want to add any more details on the dungeon plan.
Yeah, I think vague for now. But I just want to say I'm super excited. Tyrael's super excited about just getting in your hands something tangible, like making this world a real place. And yeah, I don't want to leak any information about what the dungeon's going to look like in terms of story, because there's lots of finalizing to do. But what we have so far, Tyrael presented a great plan just for kind of the scope of what we expect that we'll be doing. And there will be some damsels in distress if that turns out right.
Love it. Exciting. And I'm really looking forward to just having some progression and storyline and lore when you think back to some of the games you played as a kid, that following the storyline, and it just made you that much more invested and excited about it.
Yeah,
we want to
100%.
keep them coming back beyond everyone, getting that sweet Aurum spend. We want to keep them coming back for the story as well.
Yeah, I think adding some context to these dungeons is going to add a lot of flavor to the game, and I'm really excited with the kind of overall arc we have for this first act rolling into the end of the year. It's going to be a ton of fun. And then I'm also just excited to show you guys the bestiary. Raigai and Ken have been, combining their art and their awesome writing skills into this just really complete book with art, and it looks great. I'm excited to put that onto the website. Won't get ahead too much on that because I know we're going to talk about it later, but just excited to show you guys that on the website coming soon.
Awesome. And on that note, we can switch over to the dev side of the discussion. There's a lot on there. We'll ping pong through some of them fairly briefly, and then we can open up if anyone has questions or things you want us to talk about. You can post it either in the Discord chat, or if you'd like to come up and ask a question, you can do that as well. But first things first, on the dev side, we got a really new, exciting website launching. Excalibur's working on it now, but our first website we launched, literally when the game started. So it's gotten us to here, and it's great, but it's going to be exciting to show you all this overhaul that I think makes the website and the game look really cool. And as we ramp up marketing and as new people want to potentially play or become investors in the economy, they'll be able to get a very nice first impression. Excalibur, do you want to touch on it at all, or give an update on that?
Yeah, so I think we can expect the new site to be up by end of week. We already have an awesome sort of revamp that Oliver did. So props to him for doing that. We still need to do a little bit of tweaking on the copy, and we need some more media for it. But yeah, expect to see that by end of week. It's gonna be really exciting. And on top of it, we're also going to start adding some more gameplay elements to it. As Tyrael was mentioning, we want to have like a bestiary on there, maybe even like a community supported wiki. But expect to sort of see more about that as we release them.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. So stay tuned. The website should be up sometime this week, and it's going to be quite exciting. We're definitely dressing it up. Next, we can talk about the auction house. So the auction house is good to go. We're just waiting for the best time to launch it, and when we want to push it out. So it's ready to go. It's just a timing thing, and we're going to decide the best time to launch it, and then we'll get it out, and everyone will be using it, and it'll be exciting to see how that influences the economy as well.
Yep. I just want to congratulate Matt on doing a fantastic job on it, absolutely amazing. But as you mentioned, we do want to get the gear NFTs out sort of in tandem with that, on top of maybe potentially like the ERC 20s for like raw materials or things people might use in enchanting or disenchanting. So I think if we release that as a whole package, it's going to make a lot more sense in the long term.
Awesome. And then next we can hop over to Unity. So Unity is a big project that Excalibur is working on. So we're currently courting a few different Unity developer teams, and finding the one that's going to be able to provide us the most polished game and be able to scale with us into the future. So excited to continue to meet with a few more teams, and then Excalibur is going to be making a decision on the best fit, and then we will be starting development on that. But what is exciting is, we're hiring a team to focus on this exclusively, and then the core team will be able to continue to ship meaningful updates to the economy and the website and Phaser.js as well. So there's not going to be this big lull where we're building on Unity and there's no new content coming out on the existing game. We're going to be able to push both in tandem, but excited for the last few meetings, and then Excalibur will be making a call, and then we'll be hiring that team and cracking the ice.
Yep, well said. As you mentioned, we are sort of an exploratory process. We don't want to give away too much, but we're very, very exciting we're very excited to partner with the game studio. So yeah.
Awesome. And then let's see what's next. Guilds. So Guilds is another exciting thing on the horizon. We're still laying out the final details of how Guilds will work. And when we do that, we will write an article about it so that everyone can get excited and understand the mechanics. And then once we decide on that, we'll put it on the timetable and start shipping it. The decision we're making right now is figuring out whether we want to push on gear NFTs first or Guilds. But regardless of that, we're going to lay out the details of how Guilds will work and get it and then get it on the timetable. I'm very excited about that. I think that it'll add a lot of collaboration and community building, and also help whales out there. We've been contacted by guilds and whales that want to get a bunch of people playing in their guilds. So it could be an exciting way to grow the game even more. What else is on the dev section? Yeah, so fishing in the ERC20 economy. Those will be coming, fishing specifically will be coming with the Unity build. We decided that since we're going with Unity long term, it makes the most sense to have that built on the Unity port. So once the Unity game is shipped, fishing will be in there. So very excited for that. When your crypto raiders are bloodied and bruised, you can go take it easy and start fishing, and then collect some fish, and maybe there'll be some things you need fish for. Sweet. And then also, Ro has been working very hard on optimizing the stats and creating a lot of flavor for you all in terms of what you can build. As many of you who have been playing since the beginning, you know that we've gone all over the place, in terms of what things are working, and a lot of people in the community are like either strength maxis or they were intelligence and wisdom hybrids, and the team has been working hard on trying to add more value to the different stats and create more optionality. So I know a lot of people with this update were excited by the buffs to agility builds and really making them kind of like a crit and evade build. We're going to continue to make meaningful improvements to the system and optimize it. And whenever we make significant changes to how stats work, you will always get a free stat reset so that you can rebalance your characters according to the new meta or based on how certain stats have changed. And then along that note, something on the agenda as well is to create, just like how you can pay for more dungeons, creating an ability for you to pay for stat resets if you get a really good item on a character and you want to rebuild their stat allocation, creating a way for people to pay Aurum to do that. That'll be yet another in-game transaction that will flow to all parts of the economy. So excited for that update as well.
Yep, and I think the next thing is, as some of you have pointed out in the community, combat resolution is actually mostly done on the client side right now. Nat has really been wanting, is super excited about actually adding Aurum rewards to dungeons, and I know a lot of you are excited about that to sort of like complete the loop, which sort of feeds Aurum back to the players. And we are working on making sure that combat verification happens on the server as well. So we have like server to client state verification to make sure that people aren't cheating, there's no fraud going on. And once that gets finalized, we can expect to be able to start getting out, or rewards. Like if you run a dungeon and you run successfully, you run it particularly well, you might get more gold than if there's somebody that doesn't. And then you can, do whatever you want with that ore and transfer it into USD, pinwheel it back into Raider. So it's a really exciting move, and we're very, very close to it.
Awesome. That's fantastic to hear. I think that's about it on the dev side. So now we can open it up to questions and answers from the community. If you want to come up on stage, feel free to. If you don't want to come up on stage, you can just post your questions in the Discord and we'll start to go over them. I haven't had a chance to look at Discord yet, so I don't know if there's been any questions piling up yet. Does anyone know?
I haven't seen any. I have my eyes on it now, though, so I can feed questions.
Awesome, that'd be great. And then we have someone that already requested to come up on stage, so we'll see what they have to say. Darude. What's up, Darude? How you doing? You got the mic. Yeah, you sound great.
Are you guys considering adjusting the Aurum cost for Gen 3 recruitment? Because it's getting insane.
Yeah, great question. I think that Nat has the capability to adjust the cost of Aurum or the cost that it takes. Nat, you want to take it?
Yeah. I mean, whenever we deploy the recruiting contract, we can change the cost right then. So, I mean, yeah, I go back and forth between, do we try to reduce the price more, like try to reduce the Aurum price more, or do we reduce the cost of recruiting? And I think it's probably more fair if we just adjust the price of recruiting on the day of the event down a little bit so that we can still hit around that $100 target. So that might make it like 3,500 or 3,000 Aurum to recruit instead of 5,000. But I'm open to other ideas there too. I honestly didn't expect nearly this much price pressure on it. It's like, even though we're doing the daily sales from the treasury, we literally can't keep the price down. So yeah, I think adjusting it would help with hitting our like price target for Gen 3 Raiders.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a great idea too. And then it also makes it, fair if, someone is buying Aurum at this price, you know what I mean? Or even if they, bought it cheaper, then they'll have Aurum saved over that they can use again. So that seems like a fair resolution to me.
Yeah, whatever we decide on, we'll announce Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon before we release recruitment. And the one thing I won't do is adjust it as recruiting is going on, because obviously, once it starts, we don't want people to have like paid X at the beginning and then Y later. So we'll decide day of what we want to set it at, and we'll let everybody know before it launches.
Sweet. Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. Did you have any more questions, bro? Good question.
No, I just want to show our stream. Watch Zero on Twitch. That's it.
There we go. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming up and speaking. And then we got HC. You requested to speak. You got the mic.
Yeah, so on that topic about the pricing of recruiting and stuff, I know that other ecosystems that are blockchain games, what they end up doing, or what they have, at least on one of them, is they set a dollar price, and I don't know how that works out for them, but they set a dollar price. So regardless of how, in this case, Aurum goes up or down, it just adjusts the amount of Aurum necessary to complete the purchase versus tweaking it all the time. So that's just a suggestion. That's the only thing I was going to say.
Yeah, we could do that with an Oracle and stuff, but the one reason I don't like that is I know a lot of people bought their Aurum in advance and stuff. And so I think I'd feel bad for somebody who bought Aurum 2 weeks ago because they expected that the price was going to go up, and then it didn't matter, right? So I think it'll be better if we just kind of like set that per Orem price and put it out on Thursday and go from there.
Yeah, and it is but it is an interesting thing, I guess, to think about for the evergreen recruitment.
Yeah. For the evergreen recruitment, we'll have to figure out how we want to do that because, yeah, I mean, if we set that at like, I guess I'd be curious how Axie does it. I mean, it's a fixed SLP to recruit, isn't it, or to breed? I got to go relook at how they do it because I think that, yeah, breeding has just gotten insanely expensive because of SLP appreciation, which is part of what we were trying to avoid by deliberately, trying to decrease the Orem price. But I'm going to go look again if they've adjusted SLP cost of breeding as the prices run up, because I'd be curious how they've managed that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That was a great suggestion, 8C, and I like the way that you're thinking, and appreciate that. Do you got anything else you wanna share while you're on stage?
Just that you guys are doing a fantastic job, and you guys keep exceeding the expectations that I guess, had initially of the game.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. We're all working hard, and it's just really exciting to have such a strong community and a community that's so supportive, and an awesome ecosystem where it's really the players get a huge stake in the game, and it's not just a AAA studio charging people through the moon and you get nothing in return.
Yeah, and also one last thing is I definitely came here for the play to earn aspect of it, but even though the game's not play to earn, I've still had a fantastic time in the Discord with everyone.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think we touched on it a little bit briefly, but there will be ways you will be starting to earn Orem in dungeons sometime in the nearest future. So then it will technically be somewhat play to earn at that point. And then as we're able to layer on more things like fishing and other parts of the ecosystem, then I think that there'll be more ways to do that.
Oh, of course. No, I wasn't trying to drop a hint. I'm just saying that I'm just here for the Discord now in the chat. Like
for sure, but
the play to earn is just a bonus at this point.
Oh, for sure, but it's an important part.
I might try to get that out next week. That's if it's simple enough, it'd be cool to sneak that in as a little release in the middle of recruitment, but we'll see. Depends how much sleep I get.
Yeah, right.
Nat, a quick question on recruiting that I saw from Discord. And will people be able to tell if somebody has used a character for recruiting on OpenSea? So if they buy a character for the intention of recruiting, is there a way they can see that, or is it buyer beware on that?
Well, they can definitely check on the contract, but for it to show up on OpenSea, we would need to add metadata that then gets sent to the NFT listing on OpenSea. So I'll defer to Excalibur on that, because we can create a check for it on the back end. So we could even add a database item that could be pulled in as metadata. So somebody could actually go to OpenSea and refresh a character to see if it's been used for recruiting. But I don't have that built in right now. So if Excalibur wants me to add that, I don't think it would be too difficult, but they would 100% be able to check on the contract, which actually I would recommend anyway, because sometimes OpenSea metadata is laggy. And I've seen a few games and things have this issue where they try to do metadata stuff for that, and the metadata doesn't update fast enough. And people buy something thinking that they can use it to recruit or whatever, and then they actually can't. So I tend to say you should check the contract anyway, but I'm up for whatever Excalibur wants to do here.
Yeah, so I think that's a really good point, and a lot of people were mentioning it at previous recruitment events as well. I think that what we will most likely end up doing is in lieu of metadata, which again would not be particularly difficult, but as Nat was saying, it tends to be laggy. And what we might do is very similar to the L1, L2 migration, if you folks remember. We actually had a web page where people could check that. So I think we're probably going to do something very, very similar for Gen 2 recruitment. It should not be too difficult to whip up.
Yeah, and if
we actually have.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say we actually did not plan on it, but yeah, I think it might probably be a little bit of a requirement.
Yeah, and if we can't hit it on the timeline for recruitment, I think that we can also just make a quick guide to show people how to check on Polyscan to see if a raider has already recruited. Because it should say something Nat like mint on it or something like that, right? Or some sort of thing that they'll be able to see.
Yeah, I mean, you could just go to the contract and plug in any token ID, and it'll tell you true, false if they've recruited with it yet. So
Oh, perfect. So we can just set up a guide to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Just
sounds like the
like a small
easiest
technical
solution.
question.
Actually, it'd be
A small technical question. Nat, is that a view method that you call to see
so
that
we
on?
can just add something to the site. Like that would be extremely easy to pipe in.
Sweet.
Awesome. And we got 2 more people that want to come up and talk. So, Ofek, I think you were first, so I'll bring you up on stage. What's up, Ofek? How you doing? You got the mic.
Long term, been bullish. I'm a huge shill for you guys. And I'm just hoping to get you guys on Clubhouse sometime soon to do a room, because I've been talking it up for a while, but nothing works better than people hearing, actual members of the team.
Yeah, thank you so much for your support, and that's exciting. I'm a boomer on an Android. Is it available on Android yet?
Yeah, it's available on Android now.
Sweet. Well, then we'd love to do one. If you want to DM Tyrael or Sass or Ryga in the Discord, and just share some details with us, and we'll set up a little get together in Clubhouse.
Tight. Yeah, Tyrael, I think I messaged you about it in the past. I hit you up with something about it today. Yeah, because there's a lot of people I want to onboard, man.
Yeah, let's definitely just set a date and a time and let's do it. I know we chatted very briefly about it maybe like a month ago or so. So yeah, let's iron it down, dude.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Thanks again for all your support, Ofik.
For sure.
All right, and then we got Young Flo requested to come up on the stage. Hey, what's up, Young Flo? How you doing? You got the mic.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I just wanted to say thank you for sharing the floor. I'm late to the space and also late to Crypto Raiders, like the entire project. But I had a question, a kind of very, very newbie question. But if you can't afford a character, what's the best way to get involved in the project? I really like the artwork, and I saw it just like browsing on Twitter, so I want to get involved somehow.
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and it's a question that's definitely at the forefront of our minds. I think the easiest way right now might be to get a mob. So, as you may or may not know, mobs are going to eventually be in the game themselves, and there's some really, really cheap ones right now. There's some really cheap fodders. Eventually, they might be able to kill characters. They might be able to loot gold off who they kill or who they fight, maybe items. So I think that the easiest way is probably mobs right now, but again, we're one of the reasons that SAS and Nat have been working so hard on this recruitment and on these recruitment events is because we are trying to onboard players for cheaper, for kind of like an indie game kind of price. So it's something that's definitely on our minds.
Yeah, and then also to add that, Young Flo, we're eventually going to create what's called guilds, and then people can invite people to guilds that don't even have a Crypto Raider, and then assign them Crypto Raiders that they can play with. So there's going to be some guilds forming in the community where you'll be able to play and raid on other characters in the guild for free, and then like depending on the guild, they may give you some of the items that you get, or if you play enough, they may even give you your own Crypto Raider. So that's going to be an exciting way for a lot more people to be able to get into the game for even free, and grind their way up.
That's awesome to hear. I'll definitely look into the mobs. And then I actually had one more question. I heard a little bit about staking, and I think it was with Arum. Do you guys have any resources for that? I'm checking out some of the Medium posts now. Do you guys have any resources for like information on that, or do you need to hold a character in order to stake?
No, yeah, you don't need to have a character to stake. You can stake with no characters. There's actually plenty of people that are investing in the community just by buying Raider or buying Aurum. In our Discord, if you go to the discussion token section and just say, hey, you're new to staking and you want to get some more information, there's a lot of really helpful people in there, and they'll like give you guides and answer your questions.
Awesome.
Also, I just want to say we're actually moving off of Medium, so I think you're going to find probably slightly more up-to-date information on our blog itself. We're probably going to just consider Medium altogether moving forward.
Yeah, Young Flow, if you go onto help.cryptoraiders.xyz, there's actually a couple guides on how to use the bank and just a little bit about staking. It won't give you the tokenomics, but it'll give you a little basic rundown on how to use the bank. And then, yeah, like Sass said, just hop in Discord anytime if you need any help and ping me, Rye Guy, or anybody, and we're more than happy to help you out.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for hosting this space. It's been cool. Thanks. Awesome.
Thanks for coming up and talking. Next, we have, I think, Gavin first. Hey, Gavin, how you doing? You got the mic. Hey, Gavin, you there?
I'm here. Yes.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
Fine. And you? I had some question. It's more about the future of the game. I really enjoy the gameplay, the current mechanics, where you see your little raider fighting in the dungeon. But I was wondering, with the guild implementation, do you think in the maybe the far future in the game we could have like a huge dungeon instance for like the entire guild? We can raid like a mythic mob with like 50, 30 people at the same time, and we can all, I mean, watch our raiders trying to survive to the mythic boss. I mean, do you think it's possible in the future?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Very great question. I love that. A lot of the people on the team played a lot of World of Warcraft and other dungeon games in the past, and there's nothing more fun than raiding a super hard mythic boss with 20 of your friends. So I think in terms of like the complexity of that, that's definitely down the road. I think sooner than that would be like the ability to take like 3 or 4 raiders through a dungeon, sort of like heroics in World of Warcraft. And then after we start building on there, then we can eventually look at bigger experiences like PvP or big dungeon raids and stuff like that. But if this game keeps growing like we want it to, and we can continue to scale and add more features, that's definitely one I would love to have.
Okay, that's nice to hear. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, great talking with you, and thanks for supporting the game and the community. And if we eventually launch a 40-man raid, you want to pair up?
Of course.
Awesome.
I'm ready with my army of Tammys.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Tammy only guild, and take it to the moon. I'll be the healer. I'll be flash healing you as you tank.
I have a lot of mage.
Okay, cool. Well, when you take boss aggro, I'll full heal you.
I can't wait.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming up on stage and sharing.
Yeah, I represent the French baguette on the topic. Yes.
Love it. Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll pass the mic over to Helene. Hey, how you doing? Your mic's a little quiet. Hey, you there, Helene? Is my mic working or not? It's not working really well. But if you can fix it, you can talk, or you can just type your message in Discord if you can't get it working. I'll bring the next person up on stage, Rob Stevenson, and we'll go for about 8 more minutes. We'll wrap up at 6:30. Thanks everyone for being out here. But Rob, you got the mic? Hey, what's up, Rob?
I think you're muted, Rob.
You got a few more Discord questions, it looks like, too. guys.
Yeah, do we want to shift over to Discord, or we can do it
Yep.
after Rob?
Yeah, we'll do it after Rob.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for putting this on, and I've just really enjoyed watching you all build this in public. It's been really exciting, and I'm curious about your plans for growth. So as you think about adding more people to the game, thinking beyond just making raiders cheaper, what are some of the strategies you have for getting more exposure and getting more people to play the game?
Yeah, great question. So, I mean, part of that is our marketing initiative. So, one thing we have our team working on is creating a 30-second teaser of the game. That's just a very exciting, action-packed, and like digestible way to understand the game. And we're going to be using that for a lot of our ads and other marketing initiatives. And then we also talked about we're going to be doing paid sponsorships with influencers in the Zed Run community. There's a lot of synergy there since we're both on Polygon and they have a huge customer base. So we're going to be looking to do that as well. And then, yeah, driving down the cost of later gen raiders is a way to make the game accessible and grow faster while we're doing all of these marketing initiatives. And that's something that you've seen games like, Zed Run do to make the, barrier to entry very low. But we're also expecting that guilds will be a mechanic where people will be able to play the game for free and grind up characters for guilds, and then through that get exposure to the game and depending on what the guild does, get gear and get a raider and get started. So there's a lot of different avenues to take to get growth. But it's definitely going to be a big priority over the next 2 months, and you'll see us start to allocate some pretty significant marketing funds to get the word out there about how awesome Crypto Raiders is.
Really cool. Thanks for sharing. Great answer. Appreciate it, and can't wait to see it all.
Awesome, Rob. Thanks for coming up and talking with us.
Totally. Thanks, guys.
Tiro, do you want to field a few of the questions in the Discord?
Yeah, perfect. So we've got one from MMX. Winter Death Dungeons coming and Winter Group Dungeons coming. Nick, you want to hit on the Death Dungeon side?
Yeah, definitely. So that's something on the roadmap. We just have to figure out whether we want to implement that mechanic now in the Phaser JS sprint, or if that's something that we want to build mechanically into the Unity side of the game, which will be out in a couple of months. So that's something that Excalibur and the dev team is weighing. And then in terms of group dungeons, that's the same thing. I think the foremost goal is just to add a lot of content and depth to the game so that there's, weeks, if not months, of like meaningful progress that a new player can go through. And then we can continue to add to like end game content, like multiple raiders being able to raid dungeons at the same time. So it's definitely on the roadmap, but I think that will probably come after the Unity port and then be something that we add on to that side.
Sweet. Another one from Tina, aka Expired Chicken, in the Discord. Her question is: heroic hogger classified as what rarity of mobs, as in difficulty to get a gauge? I don't think we can really compare it to a mob necessarily right now, because these are all independent, sort of roguelike stories with just independent bosses, and we're still getting the stat system really finalized. So I don't know that benchmarking it against a particular rarity of mob is necessarily appropriate here. Maybe Excalibur or Nick could comment on that as well.
No, you're totally right. I genuinely think that all mobs are going to have kind of like their own flavor. It's going to be difficult to like benchmark them against something else. So my suggestion would just kind of get what you like. Some people are into dragons, other people are into headless chickens. So kind of do what you like.
Sweet. We'll take one more Discord question here. Will mobs have utility before permadeath dungeons if the death mechanic will come after the Unity port? I think that's
Yeah.
Good question for Dave.
Yeah. So let me just quickly. Yeah. So I think that the answer to that is yes. So obviously, in our blog post, we had this idea of like if a mob kills a player, that they might loot a portion of its gear or maybe a portion of its gold or so on. But we definitely have on our roadmap other ideas where we can provide mob utility. For example, let's say the mob doesn't kill you, but you just like fail the dungeon. A portion of that Aurum might go to the raider. Like let's say you would usually get 100 Aurum, but in this case you only get 10, and maybe a mob that sort of made the raider flee gets a portion of the difference. So 10% of the difference would go to the mob that made the raider flee. So yes, the answer is yes. There are a million ways to make mobs have utility prior to the permadeath mechanic. And you have to think about it, even after the permadeath mechanic, people might run raids that are safe, that are like softcore. We talked about that last Fireside chat. And in that case, we still would want mobs to have some kind of
they'd still like drop their items, and you would get their items.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so mob utility is definitely a big priority on the horizon. We'll definitely have it in place for the Unity game, and we may try to incorporate some of it into something in Act 1. That's not like for sure guaranteed, but we will be exploring that.
Do we want to get one more live person up here, Nick, for the last question?
Yeah, we'll do one more question and we'll wrap it up. So Frizz of Soul, bringing you up on stage. Let me try that one more time. Requested, approve. There you go. What's up, Frizz? You got the mic.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I just want to say really love this game, and it's been amazing. You guys keep shipping, and it's fantastic. I'm wondering if there's ever been talks of a leaderboard to see which raiders are running the most dungeons, killing the most mobs, stuff like that. If that's ever been in the talks.
Yeah, that's a great question, and it has been. Last Fireside Chat, we talked about it sort of at length. It's 100% something on our roadmap. We want to add leaderboards for raiders, how many they kill, how much damage they do, and so on. And we want to do leaderboards for mobs as well. How many raiders they killed, and so on. So 100% on the roadmap. It's just a matter of getting the engineering resources out there.
Awesome. Love it. And yeah, really excited for the music competition too, and super grateful for all the work you guys are doing.
Thanks for all those bangers you submitted, man. You've got some killer tunes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, look forward to seeing how you do with the final voting, and thanks for coming up on stage and asking a great question. Well, on that note, I think we'll wrap up the Fireside Chat. Another great one. Thanks everyone for coming on and listening. And if you have any more questions or you want to get more information about our community, make sure to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter. Thanks everyone. Have a great one.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks everyone.